It's Wednesday, the 2nd of July, 2025. Welcome to the 122nd edition of the Elaeis series. In this video, we dive deep into the cultivation, processing, domestic sales, and steps for developing the palm kernel value chain in Nigeria. Before we get started, we would like to take a moment to welcome you to this channel. If you are visiting us for the first time, please subscribe, smash the like button, share this video and help us grow our family. If you have already subscribed, then show your support by liking the video and making a comment. Now let's jump in. Reclaiming the crown, Nigeria's palm kernel success story. Once the nation's pride, Nigeria's oil palm heritage is making a powerful comeback. Native to West Africa, the oil palm, Elaeis guineensis, was central to pre-colonial trade and claimed roughly 45% of the global palm oil market by the 1960s. But factors like government indifference, land degradation, and outdated farming techniques triggered a steep decline. Today, a vibrant renaissance is underway. Modern cultivation, supportive policies, agritech breakthroughs, and global demand convergence are positioning palm kernel as a leading agribusiness opportunity. This series explores why, and how, Nigeria is primed to dominate the palm kernel domestically and internationally. Roots of the oil palm legacy. Oil palm is deeply woven into Nigeria's economy and history. Traditionally celebrated at local markets, its socio-cultural value is immeasurable. But political neglect from the 1970s through the 1990s, coupled with infrastructural collapse, led to dwindling yields and neglected plantations. Fast forward to the 2010s, a revived interest emerged. Government interventions, such as weak import tariffs, began to shift the narrative. Today, public labs share high-yielding seeds, farmers bring in new planting systems, and startups tackle processing inefficiencies. That same palm kernel, the seed casing left after oil extraction, is now a powerhouse input for feed, fuel, and refined oils. In essence, Nigeria is reclaiming its crown, this time from root to export. Modern cultivation techniques. At the heart of this revival lies crop science. The Tenera hybrid, which combines the hard shell of Dura with the high-flowering Piscifera, is now dominant, thanks to its improved yields and oil quality. Nursery seeds receive tender care for 10 to 12 months, after which they're transplanted at the start of seasonal rains, usually in May-June. Farmers typically adopt a triangular layout, spacing palms around 8 to 9 meters apart, resulting in roughly 140 to 160 trees per hectare. Soil fertility is critical. Surveys recommend well-drained acidic loams with pH between 4.5 and 6.5. Best practices include organic mulches, soil tests, and balanced fertilization with nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and magnesium.
Pest and weed management methods, like manual weeding, use of light machinery, and targeted applications for local threats such as rhinoceros beetles, help maintain plant health while reducing operating costs. Seed sourcing and quality control. A seed story begins long before it hits the nursery. The Nigeria Institute for Oil Palm Research, NIFR, and select private producers actively supply certified Tenera hybrids. Farmers can also source planting materials through local cooperatives and community nurseries. As seed quality determines yield potential, certified seedlings from research-backed nurseries offer a better ROI than wild-collected or uncertified saplings, making it a critical step in establishing a profitable plantation. Where palm kernel thrives best in Nigeria. Nigeria's sweet spot for oil palm cultivation is its southern rainforest, palm belt, spanning Edo, Delta, rivers, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Imo, Abia, Ondo, and Bayelsa. Regions with reliable rainfall, robust soils, and gentle terrain. Particularly productive zones cling near Port Harcourt, rooted in both geography and tradition. In this lush strip, climate and soil conditions naturally support large-scale plantations. But smaller players, farmers with just a few hectares, are proving that with the right techniques and market connections, even modest operations can thrive. Cultivation essentials, weather, soil, moisture. To name a few all-star conditions for optimal oil palm growth. Rainfall, between 1,500 and 2,500 millimeters annually, with steady distribution. Temperature, a warm, tropical band, never dipping below approximately 21 degrees Celsius. Soil, deep, nutrient-rich, and well-drained, or like loams with organic depth. Humidity and sunlight, tropical humidity, free sunlight, and strategically placed windbreaks sustain fruit production and minimize damage. Farmers outside these zones may face production challenges, but selective irrigation and soil correction can still yield solid returns. Ideal farm sizes, empowering SMEs. Success is scalable. Small and medium-sized enterprise, SME, farmers, from rural families to agropreneurs, are developing plantations that range from 0.1 to 7 hectares, typically consisting of 50 to 200 palms. Economic analyses show greatest profitability levels in plots ranging from 2 to 5 hectares, about 100 to 150 trees, enabling smallholders to maintain efficiency while accessing emerging market networks, including processor cooperatives and agritech aggregators. Even groups of farmers who pool lands up to 10 hectares collectively benefit from economies of scale in fertilization, pest control, and oil extraction. High-level economics, dollars and naira. Despite small farm sizes, smart management delivers impressive ROI. Per hectare revenues, mature palms can produce 20 to 30 tons of fresh fruit bunches. Transformed into around 3.9 tons of crude palm oil, CPO, and 0.7 tons of palm kernel oil, PKO.
Market prices. Historically, CPO and PKO hover around $600 to $700 per ton, but domestic fluctuations occur. Small farm yields. Most 3-hectare plantations yield net returns of roughly 2:1, meaning for every 1 naira spent, 2 naira is earned. Consider a 10-hectare pilot farm with mature palms. Annual revenue from both CPO and PKO can exceed $1 million, assuming global price stability. On a national scale, firms like Actionable and Presco produce hundreds of thousands of tons in fresh fruit bunches annually, earning hundreds of billions in naira and registering high profit margins. Verified industry stats and data. Let's dive into some key numbers. Domestic demand versus supply. In 2021, Nigerian consumption of palm oil was approximately 1.71 million tons. Production was approximately 1.4 million tons, leaving an approximately 300,000 ton shortfall. Land usage. Approximately 118,000 hectares are under estate control, producing a small share, approximately 5%, of total volume. Market players. Larger firms like Actionable, Presco, Saro Africa, and flour mills are operational, but 90% of production comes from smallholder managed groves. Recently, startups are connecting farms to industrial processors via innovative sourcing. These figures underscore opportunity, even amidst underproduction relative to demand, and fragmented supply chains. From kernel to opportunity, products and byproducts. The unsung star of the value chain is the palm kernel, the round seed inside the fruit. Here's what it delivers. Crude palm kernel oil, PKO, ideal for cooking, soap production, cosmetics, and industrial applications. Palm kernel cake, PKC, a high-protein, 14 to 16%, animal feed or biomass fuel. Palm kernel shells and fibers turn into energy pellets, briquettes, compost, mulch, and biochar. Empty fruit bunches, excellent for organic fertilizers or fiber fillers. Liquid residues and sludge can be repurposed as livestock feed or soil improves. Refined goods, PKO is refined to fatty acids, biodiesel, soaps, cosmetics, synthetic lubricants, and oleochemicals. This diversity makes palm kernel a multi-tier value generator, from farmer income to industrial output, export earnings, and broader job creation. How it all works: harvest to market. The palm oil value chain is a well-orchestrated process. Harvesting: fruit bunches are ready every 5 to 6 months. Harvesting must occur before fruit drop, using long poles or inverse sickles. Crude oil milling: within 24 to 48 hours, fresh fruit bunches must hit an oil mill to extract CPO and kernels. Kernel processing. Deshelling has historically been manual. Today, startups contribute mechanization, machine efficiency up to 25 times faster and 95% accurate. Oil and cake separation. Post-processing yields PKO and PKC, plus shells and sludge. Byproduct utilization. Shells and empty bunches are transformed into fuels and soil conditioners, while sludge feeds animals.
This vertical integration, supported by niche devices and streamlined logistics, makes the palm kernel chain both efficient and scalable. Domestic and international value dynamics. Local strengths. High domestic demand for cooking oils, soaps, and feedstock drives a vibrant local economy. Rising processing capacity is linking farms to brands and industrial mills. Export potential. Nigeria exports PKO, PKC, shells, and cake to Europe and Asia. Growing agritech startups and OEMs are creating export-ready packaging and refining. Market framework. Smallholders, 90%, drive production but often operate informally. Aggregators/processors, like Relief, connect farms with commercial milling. Established corporates manage their own plantations, refining, and exports. Challenges and opportunities. Major hurdles. Seedling inconsistency and poor planting practices in farm setup. Fragmented land holdings that hinder scale. Outdated processing resulting in 50 to 60% kernel losses. High freight and regulatory costs for export. Emerging solutions. NIFR-certified seedlings and training programs. Cooperative-based farming to consolidate resources. Agritech innovations that deliver mechanization and traceability. Stronger public-private strategies and improved mill modernity. Closing thoughts. Nigeria's palm kernel sector sits at a pivotal crossroads. Ecologically, it taps into tropical conditions tailored for the oil palm, soil, rainfall, and high biology. Technologically, improved planting materials and mechanized processing are bridging yield gaps. Economically, both domestic demand and global markets are poised to absorb increased volume. For investors, entrepreneurs, and smallholders alike, this value chain offers a balanced, resilient path, delivering income, industrial raw materials, renewable energy, and revitalized exports. By investing in quality seeds, refining processing, forming cooperatives, and embracing best-in-class techniques, Nigeria can reclaim and exceed its past stature as a global palm kernel powerhouse. What can you do next? Aspiring farmers, start with 2 to 5 hectares, source certified seedlings and work with agritech platforms. SME groups, form agri-coops to share costs, utilize mills, and access markets. Investors, funds in seed nurseries, processing centers, or export packaging technologies. Policy advocates, push for low export tariffs, milder customs processes, and agricultural R&D support. Palm kernel isn't just a seed, it's an opportunity for sustainable growth, rural empowerment, and industrial transformation. Nigeria has the inputs: land, history, science, and people. Now is the time to harvest a future where palm kernel stands tall, now here, and everywhere. If you would like to learn more or wish to discuss paid brand sponsorship of any of our agribusiness videos, please contact us on any of the social media handles below. Quote of the week. A palm nut that wants to become palm oil must pass through fire. Igbo proverb.